So, hello again. In this video, I'm going to attempt to rank the 6 Peter Jackson Middle-earth movies. So you get the 3 Hobbit and the 3 Lord of the Rings. Now, what I'm going to say is it's kind of easy for me. The Hobbit movies were not as great as Lord of the Rings. I do like them. I don't like how they kind of did some of the lore and how they extended it so far. And the Tariel thing. There were some gripes. The CG for like the orcs and stuff. They should have just did the prosthetics just like they did for Lord of the Rings. It's not as good. I still like those movies. They're good for what they are, but so those will be ranked last, and Lord of the Rings is the top. So it's kind of an easy list. And I'm going to show off my extended versions because Lord of the Rings I have the theatricals on like one package that it came in because it's a DVD and Blu-ray, and um, it has all three, each on a separate disc. Uh, but for Lord of the Rings, it's complete extended versions I'm showing off, and these are old. I've had these for a long time, but I love these movies. Of course, my VHS tape versions of the Lord of the Rings are gone, uh, unfortunately. But it's all about DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, all that stuff nowadays. But anywho, carrying on. So, the very last movie, I'm going to rank this one very, very, very last because it's the one where they really do drag this Hobbit out, and it is going to be a Desolation of Smaug. It's the bits in it that are from the book are great. I love what they did there, but all this filler, there's like so much filler in this movie. It is the worst of the 3 Hobbit movies, and for me, it is a slog to get through. I just like, oh no, please, I don't want to. I don't want to freaking. But I have to watch all 3. When I watch these movies, I watch them all. Okay, and I have the extended version of that as well. Came in this little box. I think this one's pretty cool. The first Hobbit movie didn't come in one like this. It's basically like what they did with the Lord of the Rings ones, except they didn't have this image on front. Um, yeah, not the best. Um, Number 5, I'm going to go with. Good lord, I get this out of order, kind of. Battle of Five Armies. It's a great way to end it. Way better than Desolation. Um, I don't know what else to say about it, really. It's the battle images are pretty cool, especially in the extended. You know, you get the fight with Sauron at the beginning, and it's really cool to see Sauron in ring rates. I love that. It's like I said, just a nice way to end the series. But the best of the series, and before I say that, here is the extended version of Battle of Five Armies. I love that image. Next will be Unexpected Journey, which is the best of all 3. This is the extended version. Here is the light kind of sun went down a little bit. It's gonna be kind of hard to see this. Well, behind the clouds, I should say. Um, yeah, yeah, but it follows the book much more closely than the other 2 do. And well, originally what they were going to do was have uh, 2 movies, and The Hobbit be one movie, and then a movie that had the events after The Hobbit. And they decided, no, it was 3 films. The third one would be that, and the first 2 would be The Hobbit. And I think that would have been better. Just take all the filler in Desolation. Cut the scene where they're fighting Smaug down. Uh, Cut out the Tariel crap. Have the battle the way it was. Obviously, it would be much better movie. The character Alfred it shows up in Desolation was originally supposed to be Frodo's father, Drogo, and in the third film, if they had when they were going to do that, that was going to be the trilogy, and that was a better idea. But this is a great way to start the movie. I love the first movie so much like the book. Um, what else can I say? Best of the three again. Now we get to the Lord of the Rings, which will be my top three places, obviously. Man, this is a tough one, and I did not pre-plan this before I went on. I was just gonna wing it, and these could change at any point because, man, um, Fellowship doesn't mean it's bad. It's great. I love it. It's just these other two movies are so much better. But can you guess what order they're going to be in? And the top two are going to flip flop. And sometimes they flip with this one too because it's just the Lord of the Rings trilogy is just so awesome. Every movie is great. And this was a great way, just like with The Hobbit, to start the story. Um, Especially these extended versions are so beautiful, and they tell you all the scene names. I love these. But yeah, Fellowship of the Ring, sets up the story nice, especially the prologue, and it talks about how the ring came to Frodo, Bilbo, and then Bilbo gets to Frodo, gets to take it to Mount Doom. You know the story, right? Visuals are great. All what do you call it? Sets were great, beautiful sets. The ending scene is so emotional. I kind of get teary eyed. I can admit. Um, Visual effects are great. Yeah, when you look back at it, they're a little dated, but it still holds up very, very well. Now, man, this is tough because, like I said, it's flip flops, and yeah, number two, and this is the Two Towers, and so the Lord of the Rings movies here, you see, I'm going backwards in progression. For me, sometimes the number one, sometimes the number two. It's really hard because the Two Towers is just a phenomenal freaking movie. I do think there's a couple spots where it kind of it drags a little bit, right? But you get to see Treebeard when he ends, and like more of Isengard, and oh my good lord, it is just so good. I don't like the fact that Aragorn almost dies, but I knew watching the scene he's not gonna die. He's important. He's too important. Which brings me to number one, the Return of the King. It's I've always said it's my favorite, although some days no, it is my favorite, but Two Towers is starting to creep up on me. It was always my second favorite because when Two Towers came out, I'm like, "Whoa, this is better than Fellowship." I think this is better, but then again, Two Towers is kind of better than Return of the King. I don't know. Um, just a great way to end the show. I know I've said that a lot, but man. And if you want to watch the movies and you have never seen the movies and have never read the books, definitely watch Lord of the Rings first. Um, well, obviously, if you read the books, you can do whatever you want. I always watch The Hobbit and then Lord of the Rings because I've seen the movies several times. I've read the book like a million times. I just love everything about this movie and the book itself, and I think that's why it's number one is because of the book. Like when it comes to the book series, the Return of the King is my favorite book out of all of them because you also get the appendices in the back, and I just love that stuff. Um, and I wish they had. Oh, they do have some of these images on the back of this, but I do wish that they had the Scouring of the Shire, and I get it for a film, anticlimactic because even in the book it's anticlimactic. But it's still it's an important part of the story, and you can foresee it happening in the beginning. I mean, look at this set, and this came out. These are the originals that came out when they originally came out, and they were still selling them in 2008 when I bought this. Um, I knew people that had these, so I was able to watch them the first time through those people. But um, wow, these are beautiful, just beautiful set. Um, And like I said, there's a booklet in these extended versions that tell you all the different scenes. Be able to read them. I should have turned my light on instead of doing this in the sun. The sun went down. Um, yeah, all these scenes, and it'll tell you where they're extended and whatever. But this is a visually stunning masterpiece based on the greatest book ever written. Um, what more can you say about these movies? I'm kind of speechless talking about them, but I just love these movies so much. And this one's the most emotional out of all of them. If you've never seen these movies, you've got to go see them. These are the greatest movies that have ever been made, in my opinion. And before The Lord of the Rings came out, my favorite movie was Independence Day. Not anymore. I still like the movie, but it's not a top 5 anymore for me. But yeah, anywho, that is my ranking. I would like to hear from you in the comments down below. How do you feel about these? Where do you rank them all? A lot of people are going to be a little bit different because I know a lot of people are going to say Two Towers is number one for them. But yeah, so anyway, number 1, Return of the King. Number 2, Two Towers. Number 3, The Fellowship of the Ring. Number 4, Battle of Five Armies. Or no, it was Unexpected Journey. Yeah, what am I thinking? You know, I can't even remember now. But if you've watched this far, you know. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. You enjoy the video. Thanks.